You think nationwide injunctions are being abused?
Certainly, Senator. I think that is
They're being abused by both sides, aren't they?
Yes, Senator.
Both Republicans and Democrats are forum shopping, aren't they?
Certainly.
Professor, do you disagree with that?
I think both sides are abusing them. I agree.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a heated Senate exchange that left no one holding back. From questions about defying federal court orders to fiery accusations about judicial bias, this discussion exposed some sharp divides over how the courts are being used and sometimes abused. Stick around because this one gets intense, and if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future breakdowns of the biggest political moments.
Would any of you advise a client to defy a federal court order?
No.
None of you would? How about you, Professor?
I mean, under most circumstances, we follow the government and private parties follow court orders. I suppose it's not, I would not rule out ever the possibility that in a sufficiently egregious order, there should be some consideration of whether there's a way.
So in some cases,
I think it's a qualified answer, yes.
in some cases you would.
In an extremely narrow band of cases, I think it would be considered, yes.
Okay. Do any of you think that nationwide or universal injunctions are not being abused?
I'm not sure what if I may, Senator, I'm not sure what the time horizon of the question is. I don't think that there could be good faith disagreements about the correctness of some of them, but I have not seen in the last 4 months abuse. No.
I've read your stuff and I've read your writings, and I don't want to get bogged down with this, but I have little respect for your opinion because I've read your stuff. When someone is in the White House that you agree with and someone gets a universal injunction against him, you don't like universal injunctions. You called them judges acting like they're politicians in robes and judges looking like crass political actors. But now that President Trump's in the White House, who you dislike, you think that universal injunctions taste like pumpkin pie. So I have to discount what you say because I think you act on your political beliefs. And I worry that that's what you're teaching your kids. So I'll leave you out of that. Do you think nationwide injunctions are being abused?
Certainly, Senator. I think that is
They're being abused by both sides, aren't they?
Yes, Senator.
Both Republicans and Democrats are forum shopping, aren't they?
Certainly.
Professor, do you disagree with that?
I think both sides are abusing them. I agree.
Okay. Both sides.
Yeah.
There are no clean hands here. Now, your suggestion is that when a federal judge issues a nationwide injunction, there should be an automatic stay and an expedited right of appeal. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Do you disagree with that?
I haven't given enough thought to have a position on it, Senator.
I suspect, Professor, your answer will be it depends on who's president.
No, Senator.
Let me ask you about this. What if we had a rule? I was reading an article the other day. I'm not suggesting it. I just want your opinions. That said, if a president, any president, issues an executive order, let's say, that clearly violates settled Supreme Court precedent, that a federal judge can't issue a nationwide injunction. For example, if a federal president issued an order that said no one in America has right to counsel any longer, including but not limited to, in a felony case, having the government pay for your lawyer if you can't afford it. That clearly violates settled Gideon v. Wainwright. In that case, a judge has no authority or does have authority to issue a nationwide injunction. But in a case where the law is unclear, a judge should refrain from that. Now, obviously, we'd have to trust our judges, but we're supposed to be able to trust them anyway. What do you think about that?
I don't agree with that, Senator, because I think universal injunctions transgress the limitations under Article 3, even if the underlying merits are clear.
It all kicked off when a senator asked witnesses if they would ever advise a client to defy a federal court order. Most flat out said no. But one professor opened the door just slightly, saying maybe, just maybe, in extremely rare and egregious circumstances it could be considered. That answer set the tone for what was about to become a very sharp back and forth. Next, the focus shifted to nationwide injunctions, also called universal injunctions. The senator pressed hard. Are they being abused? Witnesses admitted it. Yes, absolutely, and not just by one side. Both Republicans and Democrats are guilty of forum shopping, picking courts where they know they'll get the rulings they want. It was a rare moment of agreement, but the senator wasn't done stirring the pot. The senator then accused one professor of playing politics, saying he opposed universal injunctions when a president he liked was in office, but suddenly praised them when President Trump was in the White House. The tension was obvious, and it highlighted how divided opinions really are. Not just in politics, but in the classroom too. At this point, the senator suggested a reform. Whenever a nationwide injunction is issued, it should come with an automatic stay and a fast-tracked appeal. Some on the panel thought that sounded reasonable, others stayed on the fence. Another idea came up. Should judges be allowed to issue sweeping injunctions only when a president's order clearly violates established Supreme Court precedent? Think about something as blatant as stripping citizens of their right to counsel in a felony case. But one professor strongly objected, saying that universal injunctions themselves stretch Article 3 beyond recognition. In other words, they shouldn't exist at all, no matter how obvious the violation. Things really boiled over when the senator confronted that same professor about remarks he allegedly made in April 2024, calling some Supreme Court justices evil. The professor tried to walk it back, claiming it might have been a transcription error, but the senator wasn't buying it. He blasted the professor, saying he was embarrassed that someone with that attitude was teaching students, accusing him of fueling disrespect for the judiciary. So what do we take away from this? Nationwide injunctions remain one of the most controversial tools in American law. Both parties use them, both parties abuse them, and the debate over whether they should even exist isn't going away anytime soon. And as we saw, the passion in these hearings runs deep, sometimes crossing the line into personal attacks. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and most importantly, click subscribe so you never miss my updates on the biggest political battles happening right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.